What I'm about to say is really super important for you because you have the babies and the toddlers and the younger children, but it's also important for people who work with children who are 3, 4, 5, 6, and it has to do with the inner vibration. So, is it okay if I talk about that a little bit? Because one of the things that one of you mentioned before you got here when we were talking on the phone was this whole thing about like, how do we get the kids to be calm? And it's not only in your classroom, but I think in most of the classrooms I visit, that's a common theme. Like, how do I get the kids to be calm? And from my experience of doing this for over 30 years, and sometimes, being able to walk into a classroom and kind of see things calm down, it's I would say 90% has to do with because I'm feeling calm. And sometimes that's really hard to accomplish because I went to great lengths to kind of find this spot to live, and it's a real sacrifice to be here, but it's because I value my sanity. So I'm doing everything I can to maintain my sanity. And I've found that if I live somewhere that's really disturbing, then it's going to be really hard for me to go into the classroom and be at peace because I was disturbed in the morning. So so there's a whole list, and maybe we can talk about some right now, but like this whole list of like, what do you do so that when you get into the classroom, you are feeling like a maximum state of peace and groundedness, centeredness, balance. So these are the words. Like the inner peace, meaning that in your body, there's not a lot of static. It's just like super chill. Like you're a mountain. Maybe you're a mountain with like streams flowing and beautiful sky and the light of the sun and the moon. And so that's like this peaceful part. Then you want to be balanced and you want to feel very grounded and centered. So if you're not feeling these things, then the children, there's no hope. There's like truly no hope because the children are like sponges. So first of all, the children have arrived, and chances are relatively good that they might have had a disturbing morning. And so that they're coming from, possibly a disturbing morning, even a night of not good sleep. And maybe not, but then, all the more reason. So we often talk about wanting to help the children self-soothe, right? And there's a whole list of things that we can do to give the children the tools to self-soothe. Well, one of the tools used by ancient people is role models, right? And when many of us were young, we would wake up Saturday morning, we'd go like running to the TV and look at like Wonder Woman, what were they all?
Bionic Woman, Sesame Street,
Bionic Woman,
cartoons.
Sesame Street. These cartoons of superheroes, right? And we go there and we glue ourselves to these superheroes. And what's happening, ideally, and it might be Mary Poppins, and it might be, what are some other ones?
I was a strange child, so I watched history.
Well, if you watched history, like what were some of the historical figures that were like,
Great
oh my
figures.
God, you know, Madame Curie, or which is the woman who flew across the ocean?
Amelia Earhart.
Amelia Earhart. And like, so when you both said Amelia Earhart, like your energy was pretty high.
Right.
You both said Amelia Earhart, and your energy was high and positive. And so this is an ancient tool, and so in some cultures it's that the children get encouraged to tune into, it might be Buddha, it might be Kuan Yin, it might be Jesus, it might be Mother Mary, it might be White Buffalo Cap Woman, it might be like what? Like etc., right? Lakshmi, Saraswati. And so any of these, from all of the different cultures, they're like superheroes. You know, it might be...
Then it was Frozen.
Oh, Frozen! What is her name?
Elsa.
Yeah, something.
Yeah. There were years where I would go into the little classrooms.
Let it go.
Yeah, let it go.
Go.
Yeah.
What song do you want to sing? Let it go!
Yeah, that was quite a hit.
And so that's an example of how children find these ideal mentors. They find these role models. They find these like inspiring figures, and it's because of the energy of the figure. It's because Elsa's energy, right? Her voice, her vibration, the way that she's
heroic. You believed in her.
Yeah, she's that heroine. So that's why sometimes when I know that children are being taught these self-soothing tools, you know, take 3 deep breaths. I'm not against the self-soothing tools. However, it's really important, the vibration that you're giving off, because especially when you're working with babies and young children, they're gonna absorb it like a dry sponge absorbs water. And if you are a peaceful person, and if you work on your own, like taming your anxiety and your own fears and your own maybe you have tendencies to get scattered or tendencies to get off center or discombobulated. Like the more that we as teachers can tame those and other kind of things, then
I think being in the moment is the most important in the classroom. Just right in the moment, calm in the moment. I love that. Seems to bring it all down. And they know you're present. You're in the moment.